For a person who really does not deal with death at all, I never thought I'd want to be a mortician. I probably got some things to think about. Hey, I am Linslow by choice, and I like to play in The Sims 4. I like to make content about it, and today I have some really sad news. Honestly, how we've been playing the game with life and death before, we have to lay that to rest because today the reveal trailer for The Sims 4 Life and Death expansion pack is coming out. And honestly, that is going to change how death happens in The Sims 4 once you get the pack. So let's have a moment of silence. Now that that's done, I'm definitely looking forward to this. I cannot say that I am one of the Sims 4 players or content creators that says I have been screaming for the hills for this particular thing. That's not it at all. I can't say that because life and death are such broad aspects, and I'm not a fan of death, so I try not to do that much, you know what I mean, in the game. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how the Sims team incorporated these two broad concepts into the game. And I'm happy to say that I won't have to wait long because we're less than 10 seconds away from watching it. I'm so nervous. I am so nervous. Definitely a new world. Definitely. Okay. So card reading. I kind of figured based on the promotion. No. Now they can pass sleepily. Oh, this definitely something needed. Okay. Ooh. Lots of new items. We can have funerals, y'all. There's gonna be funeral events. Not pouring one out. Reading of the will. You can leave things. Okay. What if this is an actual career too? Bucket list. Oh, this is a lot. This is already a lot. What? Oh, so it's an occasional thing. So what exactly is that? We can make it a job. Grave cemeteries and graveyards. Oh, this is beautiful. Oh my gosh.
Strange. Thought he'd stay and master his ghostly powers. He did complete his unfinished business, though. Oh well, back to work.
They ate that. I don't know. Now that we've done that, we're gonna do what we always do. We're gonna go back and I'm gonna show you some things that really stood out to me. Before I get to the other things, this is one thing that I'm really excited about. Sims of old age will not sit there, get out of bed, and then pass away from old age. They will be able to pass away peacefully in their sleep. And then the Sims are gathering around this is beautiful. This is much more realistic than having a Sim of old age, or an elder Sim, get up out of their bed and pass away on the side of the floor. Genuinely, I don't know what this is. I don't know the point of it, but it's funny, it's cute, and it's making people laugh. But also this card reading. I know they hinted to it in like the promotional things that they had for, the roadmap and everything. So I kind of figured they would include card readings like this in general. I'm not into it that much, but I do think it is important. So we are seeing some reusable content, just a little bit from the paranormal stuff pack, which I don't know how they're using this, so I can't say that. But when you're creating a new expansion pack and you bring in aspects from other packs, I don't know how much is original and how much is, things that we've seen before. I would love to see like just a majority of new content, no overlap in things that we already have, but that's just wishful thinking. I do know that we get some new hair. I love this shade. I know we get, new outfits, new build buy objects, all of those things. I would love if we had a lot of build buy objects, a lot of new cast items and stuff like that. But I do feel like this expansion pack really does focus on just the gameplay aspects surrounding life and death. So I kind of want to focus on that. We can see we're getting a new world. Desperately needed. Is it needed for this expansion pack? I don't know. But based on what we're seeing in the trailer, it does look like we get a lot of new features that happen in the world. And I had to skip forward because I mentioned it because of this body of water scene that we end up seeing. She goes in, dips in, and all of a sudden she's like a ghost-like figure. We can't do that in other worlds. So maybe it is necessary that we get a new world for it. I wouldn't have it expected getting a new world when we're expanding the concept of death. But I can see that this is not just death. This just shows that it doesn't have to be a traumatic death. You know what I mean? And I feel like this is definitely needed. But then to take it a step forward and we see we're getting grave sites or cemeteries, we get the concept of a funeral. But in the trailer, we get so many different scenes of how like a funeral or a celebration of life can go. This looks like it's in a study. This one's outside. And then we have one that's, and maybe a different study, and this looks like a traditional kind of church. And this is what I'm most used to, but you can see people paying their respects in different ways. And currently, without this expansion pack, people pass on or they die in The Sims 4 and nothing happens. You get a little urn that's like taking up space in your inventory. But more specifically, we just passed something that made me fall out. And it's this scene, pouring one out. In the specific culture where this is coming from, there are social implications to this scene and like doing this. So I definitely appreciate seeing it in the trailer. And I wonder how different cultures surrounding death is going to show up in this expansion pack, because right now we're seeing the concept of like honoring the dead and, reminiscing on life. But is reminiscing on life going to be a feature that we can do in gameplay, or do we just have to tell that story outside of it? I'm really cautious on that, but I don't want to step away from the scene and not mention it, because even when we were watching it, you can see I had a little bit of a reaction to it. I love this. And overall, honestly, this trailer is amazing. And then there's reading the will and everything. I'm pretty sure we get a new career or activity option with being the Grim Reaper, but I would love a career on this. Whether that's like being a mortician, which I don't think that's going to be what it is, but I definitely would have loved to get some kind of consultation or like grief counselor or something surrounding it that's not necessarily taking on the role of the Grim Reaper. I hope that makes sense, because it's all up here. Not that this Grim Reaper career or like hobby or skill or something doesn't look exciting, because it does. It definitely just reminds me of Realm of Magic. Like this, that's something that we've seen in Realm of Magic. Not to say that, those aren't, meshing in some way, but I don't know if we're actually going to be able to go to the underworld or whatever it is in The Sims, but I do see very strong similarities between how they're patching this on just of what I've seen. Just what I've seen, I see the similarities between this and Realm of Magic. Feelings are feelings on that. I don't know. But I love this entire ending to the trailer where they're reminiscing on the person that's passed. I would definitely appreciate seeing that in the game. I don't know how that would look. This whole scene collage just shows that there's so many different ways we're going to be able to create, cemeteries or grave sites and stuff for Sims that have passed. I will say that this is a very cinematic reveal trailer, and I really enjoyed it. It shocked me. I don't know how I expected for it to go, but I didn't think I'd like it this much. This is probably one of the best reveal trailers that I've seen in a while. And I know there are a lot of great ones, but I really like this. I feel like it told a story. After watching the trailer and then the Grim Reaper coming in and saying what he was saying, I was a little bit lost on that. But I am looking forward to the overall gameplay trailer that's coming out on the 17th. So we'll definitely have another video on that. So yeah, overall, I'm really excited about it. I want to know what you think. What was your favorite part of this trailer? Let me know in the comments. So I sat here and I reloaded this page about 15 times waiting for this to come up, and it finally did. We now have the article giving us more information into this. I'll link it in the description of the video so you can go into it more, but I'm going to highlight some of the things that kind of stand out to me because it's a very long read compared to the other articles that we've gotten on expansion pack reveal trailer days. This is a lot. I'm not reading all of it. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And I love this. The beginning says every ending means a new beginning, which begs the question, what awaits Sims in the beyond? And that is where it begins to introduce Ravenwood. This is the world that we get with the Life and Death expansion pack. It comes with 3 different towns. One is Crow's Crossing, where we can go to the Try Before You Die casket sale. They also have town cemeteries, headstones, graves, things like that. And it says we can disappear into a crypt to share a special moment with a lover or tell ghost stories. I don't know. I kind of expect to have new woohoo spots every time we have an expansion pack, but woohooing in a crypt is crazy work. That's scary business. In this, we get the family day specific to this village. We get the Crossing Corner celebration of life festivals, haunted houses, and a ghostly guarded wishing well. With this, I think it's great. I mean, The Sims 4 has a big thing on including festivals and everything, so I expect those. But the one thing I don't like is the haunted houses. We got haunted houses specifically with the paranormal stuff pack, and so now with the trailer that we just saw, and also with this, it's like they're picking things from stuff packs. And so at this point, I don't really know if I necessarily needed to get the paranormal stuff pack. So there's Crossing Crow, there's Whispering Glen, and in Whispering Glen, they have a crypt there too, Tarot Tome Shrine, gardens with shared community plots, and we can gather collectibles. With this one, we get the Moon Revelry Festival, and there's also an option to, go and see a full moon. So, that's a really nice one. And then the final one is Morning Vale. Here is probably the spookiest part, but this is where the Bayful Bog body of water is, and we can have an out-of-body experience or transition into a rebirth and partake in local customs at the Thinned Festivale, or make peace with their mortality at Afterlife Anonymous. This one is titled Sims Only Live Once. In this one, it explains the soul's journey, which is an all-encompassing reward system uniting aspirations and wants. When we follow this journey, it allows us to achieve different rewards, to fulfill goals, where we can ultimately have the ability to rebirth a Sim with a special burning soul trait. Or for Sims who have been reborn, they can complete the soul's journey and unlock past childhood development skills, including traits and infant milestones, depending on the age they come back as. And they can have special ties with Sims from their past life. Before reading that part, I thought the concept of rebirth would be rebirthing as the Sim you are and your family. But based on that last one, I'm thinking a factor of rebirth could be rebirthing into a different family, when they ask for a baby or when they have a baby or something like that. So I'm kind of curious as to what that's going to look like. But either way, the concept of rebirth in The Sims 4 is a really cool aspect to have. And so I'm okay with it either way. And then they have the option of having bucket lists where we can have different goals for ourselves, like have a baby or travel, stay out all day. Okay, I love this picture. I don't know. This is so it. Like, this is slay, honestly. So the next one is Grimm's the Boss, which introduces 2 new careers. The first one is the Reaper profession, and the other one is the Undertaker career. The Reaper profession is where we work with Grimm in the Netherworld Department of Death, or the NWDD, and we head off into the field. We are able to practice our reaping of souls on practice dummies, determine the causes of deaths for reaped souls, and we can even become Employee of the Month. Nice. But my bigger thing is the Undertaker career. We can do anything from grave digging to embalming, prepares Sims for difficult moments like discussing end-of-life services or contemplating existence. But we have 2 branches in this career, which can either be mortician or funeral director. I don't know why, but being a funeral director makes me very excited. I will definitely make videos on playing with that. If you have a preference, let me know what these 2 careers are, because I already made my choice, but I could definitely be swayed just a little bit. Like, this just looks so realistic to me. You know, the funeral at the top, they're using platforms. We have a child over there talking, paying their respects, crying. Like, this is beautiful. So this next one is called Honoring the Dearly Departed. There's a new ghost historian aspiration, a ghost whisperer trait. It's a reward trait though. And then we also get a lot trait called Hallowed Grounds, and 3 new overall traits that we get to pick and cast. This is Skeptic, Chased by Death, and it has a typo there. I think it's Macabre. And then we get a new skill level and a new death type called Death by Murder of Crows. Only 1 new death type. I don't know. They definitely could have added some more, but that's just me. And to prepare for their departure from the realm of the living, they get to create wills, which can be changed at any time. I love the idea of this. Like, even if they have other members, you can leave it to members, or you can leave it to charities or other households in the world that they know of. So the next one they end up talking about is grief types. So we get Denial, Holding It Together, Anger, and Blues. And for these, they are based on traits that Sims already have and their relationship to the person who has, you know, departed from the realm of the living. And I think that's really cool. It can be triggered by, you know, divorce, getting fired from a career, or a loss of pet. If you have any of the pet expansion packs, those can all trigger some form of grief. And we have the option to reach out for help or attend grief counseling. And it says, once Sims pass away, funeral events can be planned and held. The activities they list that we can do during, you know, a funeral would be giving a lighthearted eulogy, lighting candles, planting something, serving food. Each funeral is unique, and sometimes ghost Sims may even appear at their own funeral. Then it says at the end that if we end up purchasing this expansion pack anytime from October 3rd, which is today, to December 12th, we get a family portrait, a music box, and an elegant mask. So I definitely think we got a lot in this. I tried to shorten it as much as I could, and even then was very hard. There is also some things in this article that I had to glance by, but definitely go and read the article if you want more information about it. I'm pretty sure other people are going to make videos about it, but I'll link this article again in the description. Really say that I'm looking forward to this. It's really out of like 10, maybe like an 8.5. And I didn't think I would really be into this expansion pack as much as I am, but they got me, y'all. They got me. And that's all I got. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope to see you in the next one. Definitely give me all your thoughts and opinions about the trailer. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.